I am defending Bayley against so-called WWE fans. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what they're doing that I don't appreciate and why you should care. Because Bayley has been on the forefront of WWE's women's division for a decade now, being here for the Evolution Revolution and what I consider to be the golden era of pro wrestling. Bayley has had a sensational 2024, arguably a career that will go down as a defining year in her career. Think about it. She started off the year by winning the Women's Royal Rumble match, then going into a program with a faction in which she created, a brand that she created, bringing back the likes of Dakota Kai and Io Sky, and eventually resurrecting the career of Asuka, bringing back Kairi Sane from outside of the company who had been working overseas. She then feuded with her own faction, something in which she fought for years for, ultimately dethroning Io Sky for the Women's Championship. Now, since then, she's had multiple title reigns. They've done very well with her as Women's Champion before she ultimately put over Queen of the Ring tournament winner Nia Jax, giving her the Women's Championship at SummerSlam. Now, they recently ran it back at Bad Blood. Nia Jax, she went over Bayley after Tiffany Stratton, of all people, came down to the ring and teased cashing in Money in the Bank. Ultimately, it was Nia Jax going over Bayley to retain said championship and still being on the same page with Tiffany Stratton. Then, on a recent episode of SmackDown, something weird happened. Candice LeRae, she scored a surprise pinfall over Bayley to win a tag team match when she teamed up with Nia Jax, taking on Bayley and Naomi. LeRae was booked by General Manager Nick Aldis for the match. As Jax's scheduled partner that night, Tiffany Stratton, she was out sick. And that put LeRae, who has not been used very much by WWE, in a very prominent match, and putting her in a prominent position by pinning Bayley. And this has caused outrage because it was LeRae's first match on Friday Night SmackDown since July. Keep in mind, closing moments, Bayley, she tagged in for Naomi, who got the advantage over LeRae, while her partner took out Jax. LeRae, she fought back underhandedly, distracting the referee because of this being Indy Hartwell's spot to get in there and mix it up, attacking Bayley, then hitting a moonsault to secure the pinfall by LeRae. What I am calling out fans for is because this finish of this match has ignited a backlash like no other for Bayley fans. Okay? People, I'm seeing this on Twitter. I'm seeing this on social media. Twitter, by the way, very toxic platform. But I'm seeing these people be outraged by the fact that Candice LeRae would pin Bayley. Look, WWE, Triple H especially, going back to her NXT days, going back to her main roster days, she's been booked as a prominent star. Someone has consistently been used in the forefront of the women's division. Don't you guys understand? She is coming off of 2 major losses to Nia Jax. Okay? SummerSlam Bad Blood. She just got screwed over in her previous match with Nia Jax at Bad Blood. Don't you guys realize, and I said it's coming out of Bad Blood, you have to rebuild Bayley, right? Let's just say they're building towards a third match between Nia Jax and Bayley. I don't know if they necessarily are, but they are continuing the storyline. So let's just say, or at least a Tiffany Stratton feud. You need to build her up. How do you build her up? Coming off of a major loss. You put her into a program, or you put her in situations in which she can win matches, that she can reestablish herself as a top star, as a winner, because wins and losses matter in pro wrestling. Okay? By having her lose to Candice LeRae, it gets shine on Candice LeRae, which in turn will then help her star power while feuding with Bayley. So when they run this back, and they have actually a singles match, Bayley is going to beat Candice LeRae. And she's going to continuously win matches. And it seems like they're going to go into a Tiffany Stratton feud, Bayley and Stratton, and then therefore Bayley can kind of get her revenge by beating Stratton, and you keep Bayley away from Nia Jax. That does two things. It does a few things. One, you can beat Candice LeRae, there's a win. You can beat Tiffany Stratton. Okay, that gets her some momentum, right? But that also keeps her away from Nia Jax for the time being. The other thing that it does is, if WWE wants to go and do a trilogy, if they want to make a third match between Nia Jax and Bayley for the women's title, let's just say Survivor Series, Saturday Night's Main Event, etc., you can do that. And you will do so without Nia Jax and Bayley touching, and you can do so by building Bayley back up. One of the knocks that I've had in WWE or in pro wrestling in general, but Triple H is really bad about this. You put, and it's mostly baby faces for whatever reason, you put baby faces in situations in which you beat them like a drum, a la Bayley losing to Nia Jax at SummerSlam, a la her losing at Bad Blood. And then you continuously put them in big time situations against big time opponents on big time stages for big time titles, yet you continuously beat them. And then you question after a while, well, why doesn't fans take them seriously when they're in big time situations against big time opponents for big time prizes? It's like you have to make it clear wins and losses matter. They should matter to you, therefore they should matter to the fan base. That's how this works. And if Bayley doesn't pick up wins over Candice LeRae and Tiffany Stratton or whoever they put on television against her, fans are not going to believe in her because she's not established herself as a winner, right? And I can understand people saying, well, she just won the Royal, well, she not just, but she won the Royal Rumble earlier this year, and she won at WrestleMania, and she was a multiple-time title defense reign champion. Yeah, that was a long time ago if you think about it. SummerSlam, as we're recording of this, it's late October. SummerSlam, when she lost the Women's Championship, was in August. Okay? It was in the summer. So, or July, or whenever they moved it. It was in the summer. We're in the fall. You have to continuously remind fans, hey, this is a winner. Hey, this is a top star. Hey, you should care about them when you're dealing with baby faces. It's not like heels where they can get beat after week after week after week, but every single time they come out the next week and go, hey, and they say something that invokes a emotion. Heels try to get negativity from fans, and they can do so by words and actions. Baby faces have to do so by wins and action. That's the difference. That's the dynamic. That's how this is played. So just keep that in mind when we're talking about Bayley's booking.